Since being drafted by the Phoenix Suns back in 2015, Devin Booker's proven himself to be one of the most talented guys in the NBA on the offensive end. He's set multiple youngest player records by far. At 20, he became the youngest player ever to score at least 60 points. Well, he scored 70. And at 22, he became the youngest player to have back-to-back games where he scored at least 50 points. Despite this season being the first that he reached the postseason with the Suns, no one can argue the fact that he's a scoring machine. So much so that he's garnered numerous opinions from NBA legends, both past and present. So for this video, we'll show a list of who said what about Devin Booker, and what exactly did they mean. Number 7. Reggie Miller. Reggie Miller is well known as one of the greatest shooters in NBA history. Hitting crucial shots was a part of his routine back in his playing days. As a player, Devin Booker's widely known to be a perimeter player who possesses a clutch gene, traits he shares with Miller, who largely operated the same way as a player for the Indiana Pacers. Off the court, Reggie Miller has expressed his appreciation for Booker as a player, and definitely felt his talent should have guaranteed him a spot as a reserve at the 2020 All-Star Game. When the roster for the Western Conference team was announced, controversy brewed as people felt Booker was being snubbed by being left out of the team. Several NBA personalities got behind Booker. Among them was Miller. The 5-time NBA All-Star tweeted, "Don't get mad, Devin Booker, get even. Make a hit list. Put all the West coaches and their teams on it. And if I'm Chris Paul, take on the role of Drew Bundini Brown. Be in his ear before every game saying, 'I bet he didn't vote for you either. Fireworks are coming. I'm popcorn ready.'" Eventually, Booker was named to his first NBA All-Star game as a replacement for the injured Damian Lillard, who himself recommended Booker replacing him. Number 6. Dwyane Wade. Miami Heat legend Dwyane Wade is another ex-player who's expressed support for Booker. In fact, Wade was already impressed with the young star when Booker was just in his rookie season. Following a game between the Heat and Booker's Suns, which Miami won, Wade had this to say about Booker: "I was impressed with him the first time we played him, and I'm very impressed tonight. When you've got a young guy going through a tough season like that, he's just out there having fun. He's out there getting better, and he's one of the future top 2 guards in this league." This was after a rookie Booker averaged 20 points, 4.5 rebounds, and 3 assists in 2 games against the Heat that season. Wade's fondness for Booker and his game continued years later, when in 2019 during Wade's farewell tour, the Heat lost a tightly contested game to the Suns. After the game, the pair swapped jerseys. And afterwards on Twitter, Booker tweeted his admiration for the veteran superstar. On Twitter, he had this to say: "The impact he's had on this game and my life will never be forgotten. Thank you, Dwyane Wade." Wade immediately responded with a tweet of his own: "Love, lil bro. I got you still." The next offseason, Booker spent time in Wade's basketball camp for budding superstar players. Known as the Invitational, Wade personally works out with the next generation of highly talented players, imparting the knowledge he has to succeed in the league. During the 2020 season, during an Instagram Live, Wade couldn't help but once again show his admiration of Booker. Dwyane Wade said, "Straight bucket. I love that guy. Got a chance to work with him at my camp last summer, and just to see him work and see the way he shoots the basketball, man, that dude's incredible." It seems that the relationship between the two will just continue to flourish as time passes on. Number 5. Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant, one of the greatest NBA players of all time, who's regarded as the Black Mamba, is another legend who has praised Booker's abilities. In fact, Bryant and Booker both have a lot in common. For starters, both were selected 13th overall in their respective draft classes, with Kobe being drafted in 1996, the year Booker was born. Both are beasts when shooting from the perimeter, and have a tendency to make clutch shots. And they both are 2 of only 7 players in NBA history to have scored at least 70 points in a single game. Given these similarities, it's only natural that Bryant has shown his love for Booker. In Devin's rookie season, which also happened to be Kobe's last, the two had a memorable game, which would be Bryant's final one against Phoenix. Bryant scored 17 points in the Lakers' loss, however, showed his approval of Booker by sending him autographed shoes after the game. Kobe's advice written on the sneakers was, "Be legendary." Devin added, "He didn't only just write 'be legendary.' He told me what it was going to take to get there. He told me I have the footwork. I have intangibles to be legendary. It's finding more and wanting more and going to get more." One more thing these two have in common was that they tried to pull off their idol's signature moves against them. During that game where Booker had 28 points on 12 for 22 shooting and 7 assists, the young Buck tried Kobe's signature fadeaway jumper on him. Although it failed to connect, Kobe was amused by this and told Book after the game, "You know what? I did the same thing when I matched up with MJ the first time." Kobe asked Book if they could meet and talk after the game, and they met for about 20 minutes, which was when the Lakers superstar gave the young Phoenix guard the signed shoes. During the post-game interview, Bryant told the press, "I think he's fantastic. I think he has the right attitude, he has the right competitive spirit, I think his footwork is extremely sound, his fundamentals are extremely sound, and now it's just about him figuring out exactly what his game is, and then he can go to that every single night and then make counters off of it. But he has the skills." After Booker's historic 70-point performance against the Celtics, Bryant was interviewed by ESPN's Sage Steele, and he told her that Booker's mentality of not putting limits on himself is exactly what players need. Following Bryant's tragic death in January of 2020, Booker was devastated and described the impact Kobe had on him. "It's been a lot of what I do, man. Mentality-wise, approach-wise, before I even knew him personally, he had shaped my life, my basketball career, my approach to everything." Number 4. Shaquille O'Neal. Although the Hall of Famer turned basketball analyst Shaquille O'Neal has touted Booker as a great player, he feels the latter still has ways to go to make his teammates better. Speaking on a segment on TNT alongside fellow basketball players Dwayne Wade and Candace Parker, he aired his opinion regarding Booker while the three were discussing him along with the Suns. Shaq said, "I like the fact that he's pissed off he didn't make the All-Star game and he's putting up great numbers. But at some point, he's going to have to realize that in order to be a great player, you have to make the other guys around you better." He related this to the fact that when Dwayne Wade and himself were teammates on the Miami Heat, the pair had many teammates who Shaq felt shouldn't be in the league. However, the duo made the guys they played with better. O'Neal also mentioned that while Booker is a guard he enjoys watching, he's probably not a guard he would want to play with. Is Devin Booker a great motivator for his teammates? Or does the way he carry his team offensively signify that the Phoenix Suns need to alter some strategies for continued success? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. Number 3. Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson was a guard who also served as an anchor for his team during his playing days. He was on a star-studded team of his own, playing alongside the likes of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and James Worthy on the Lakers. Johnson certainly knows the right ingredients a team needs to advance into the playoffs and maybe win a championship. Back in February of 2021, Johnson, who's known for being highly literal and at times painstakingly obvious with his opinions on Twitter, tweeted this about the Suns, who at the time had the 4th best record in the NBA. The teaming up of future Hall of Famer Chris Paul and Devin Booker, coupled with Monty Williams' leadership as one of the best young coaches in the NBA, are why the Phoenix Suns have the 4th best record in all of basketball. This is evidence that Johnson thinks of Booker as one of those right ingredients, as Booker can benefit from Chris Paul's playmaking and head coach Monty Williams' experience. Johnson was known as a playmaker himself, so he definitely knows the importance of giving opportunities for teammates to contribute. More evidence about what Johnson thinks of Booker was shown when the legend posted another tweet following Phoenix's victory in Game 1 of their first-round playoff matchup against the Los Angeles Lakers months later. The former LA point guard tweeted, "Phoenix Suns guard Devin Booker looked awesome in his first playoff game, scoring 34 points in the Suns' 99-90 win. He had help from DeAndre Ayton, who outplayed Lakers big man Anthony Davis, scoring 21 points and 16 rebounds." Number 2. Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr back in his playing days was known as a sniper from deep. His on-court awareness led him to be a great floor spacer and a clutch shot maker. He's also the last player to have won 4 straight NBA championships. His court sense as a player translated to him being an effective head coach, as he's won multiple titles coaching the Golden State Warriors. He recognizes talent in players, and so before a game with Phoenix, he also expressed his thoughts to reporters when there was controversy after Devin Booker was initially left out of the 2020 All-Star game as a player for the West. He summed it up saying, "I agree with them on the All-Star part. I voted for him. And I'm not just saying that because we're playing against them tonight. I'm not saying that to butter him up. I think he's had an all-star year. I think he's been fantastic. The efficiency, the Suns' overall improvement, I think he's played a huge role in it. And I was disappointed for him. I don't know him, but just watching him, he's an all-star player." It happens every year though. You get a couple of guys left out and you think, well, they deserved it. And then you look at the team and go, everybody on the team pretty much deserved it too. So it's never an easy math equation. Number 1. Steve Nash. From one great Phoenix Suns player to another, Steve Nash was all praises for Devin Booker when he sat with him for an interview segment. During the segment, clips were aired showing Nash giving Booker a variety of compliments, such as calling Booker's game poetry in motion, and stating that Booker is a great all-around player, whom he felt is the new cornerstone of the Suns. With the huge amount of respect Nash has given Booker, it's clear that the former Suns superstar and now Brooklyn Nets head coach is a big fan of his. Is Devin Booker worthy of all these opinions? It looks like for a player making his first trip to the postseason, he's already had many people getting behind him and believing in his potential. Whatever your thoughts are, please leave them in the comments section below. And don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more NBA content.